The narrative begins with a glimpse into Elwood's early life where he shares a close bond with his grandmother Hattie and his mother Evelyn. A family card game with Percy and Evelyn's mother establishes a sense of warmth and normalcy. However, a brief unsettling moment where Elwood hurts his hand while playing followed by Evelyn's casual departure hints at underlying instability. Hattie reassures a distressed Elwood that she's not going anywhere, reinforcing her role as a constant in his life. Years later, Elwood is depicted as a studious and well-behaved young man frequently seen reading. The television and overheard conversations reveal the backdrop of the civil rights movement with references to Selma and Jim Crow laws. Hattie expresses pride in Elwood's studiousness, contrasting him with others who require write-in. A pivotal moment occurs when Mr. Hill, Elwood's teacher, informs him about a free program for high-achieving black high school students at Melvin Griggs Technical School in Tallahassee, offering a promising path for Elwood's future. Elwood's growing awareness of racial injustice is shown as he listens to Martin Luther King Jr.'s speeches on the radio, which inspire him to take action. He participates in a sit-in protest against segregation, contributing half his paycheck for bail. Hattie expresses pride in his activism but also worry. A seemingly minor incident where Elwood takes photographs and a subsequent police chase involving a car that speeds away foreshadows trouble. The story takes a dark turn when Elwood, hitchhiking to college, accepts a ride from a man in an emerald turquoise Impala. Unbeknownst to Elwood, the car is stolen. They are stopped by police, and while the driver attempts to deal with the situation, the officer's racist remarks escalate the tension. The scene then shifts to Hattie's muffled cries, revealing that Elwood has been arrested and wrongfully accused due to the circumstances. The officer's prejudiced comment, "Only a spook would steal that," underscores the racial injustice inherent in the arrest. Elwood is subsequently sentenced to the Nickel Academy, a juvenile reformatory. On the bus to the academy, he shares a ride with other boys, one of whom is the actual car thief. At Nickel, the boys are introduced to a rigid system of ranks, grub, explorer, pioneer, ace, that dictate their behavior and potential for release. Mr. Blakely, a stern authority figure, warns them of severe consequences for misbehavior, emphasizing the institution's harsh disciplinary approach. Life at Nickel is depicted as brutal and dehumanizing. The toilet duty involves boys being forced to clean with limited time and soap, a scene that introduces Turner, another boy who attempts to help Elwood. The racial dynamics within the academy are highlighted when a half-Mexican boy is marginalized, and the racial slurs and aggressive behavior of boys like Griff and Black Mike further illustrate the academy's harsh environment. Elwood's continued composure even while eating the unappetizing food is noticed by Turner, and they begin to form a cautious friendship. A particularly disturbing scene, the ice cream ritual, reveals the academy's cruel punishments. Boys who misbehave are taken to a shed where they are subjected to beatings with a hose referred to as ice cream. Elwood witnesses this from a distance, understanding the grim reality of the academy's disciplinary methods. Elwood and Turner, while working in a field, are attacked by Black Mike. Elwood intervenes, attempting to defend the boy, which leads to him being singled out by Blakely. This act of defiance results in Elwood being subjected to the ice cream punishment himself. The narrative doesn't explicitly show the beating, but the sound design and Elwood's subsequent state strongly imply it. The other boys morbidly refer to him as Dead Man Walking, understanding the severity of the punishment and its implications for his spirit. The final scene shows Blakely returning to Elwood, ominously leading him away, suggesting further punishment or a continuation of the abuse, leaving Elwood's fate uncertain. The plot summary continues from Elwood's previous encounter with Mr. Blakely at the Nickel Academy. Elwood, having been subjected to the brutal ice cream punishment, lies in agony. His body is covered in welts, a stark testament to the academy's cruelty. He overhears the cries of Corey, another boy who is also being beaten, and is then forced to endure his own session with Spencer, who commands him not to make a sound while he whips him relentlessly. After his ordeal, Elwood is taken to the infirmary where he is seen by a doctor who offers minimal care. While recovering, a fellow student, Turner, brings him a package from his grandmother Hattie, who visited but was denied access. Hattie had expressed her concern about Elwood's well-being and the academy's refusal to let her see him. Turner relays her frustration and gives Elwood the money she brought. Turner and Elwood begin to bond during their time in the infirmary. Turner, pragmatic and cynical about the academy, shares his own experiences of faking illness to escape work and the harsh realities of life inside. He warns Elwood about Boot Hill, a hidden burial ground for boys who run away but are in fact murdered by the staff. Turner explains that the academy is a rigged system where justice is non-existent and the only way to survive is to be cunning and self-reliant. He contrasts his own jaded view with Elwood's idealism, born from his grandmother's support and his belief in legal recourse. Turner emphasizes that no one, not even a lawyer, can get Elwood out. He must find his own way. Elwood and Turner are reassigned to work for Mr. Harper, a more lenient staff member who runs the academy's side business. They discover that the academy is illegally selling excess supplies and donations from the state, enriching the staff. This revelation solidifies Elwood's understanding of the deep-seated corruption within Nickel. He also learns that Director Hardy and his wife exploit the students for personal favors and financial gain, violating the law. During their work for Harper, Elwood and Turner bond, further sharing personal stories. Turner recounts a painful memory of defending his Aunt Mavis from an abusive boyfriend, which led to a twisted ice cream reward. This story highlights Turner's resilient nature and the complex emotional landscape of his past. Elwood continues to cling to his belief in the power of the law and the civil rights movement, seeing parallels between the fight for justice out there and their struggle within Nickel. He believes that by exposing the Academy's illegal activities they can achieve checkmate against their oppressors. Turner, however, remains skeptical, believing that the game's rigged and that true freedom lies only in escaping the system by any means necessary. He outlines the 4 ways out of Nickel: serving time, aging out, dying, or running away. Elwood's continued idealism frustrates Turner, who views it as naive. Despite their differing perspectives, their friendship deepens as they navigate the treacherous environment of Nickel. The film subtly shows the passage of time and Elwood's gradual adaptation to the Academy's harsh realities, though his spirit of resistance remains. In a seemingly unrelated scene, Spencer, a key antagonist, is shown manipulating Griff, a powerful student, into throwing a boxing match. This reinforces the pervasive corruption and control exerted by the staff over the students, extending even to their recreational activities. The manipulation of the boxing match serves as another example of how the system is designed to maintain control and exploit the boys for the staff's benefit, mirroring the wider injustices that Elwood and Turner witness. The episode ends with Spencer asserting his dominance, forcing Griff to agree to his demands, signifying the inescapable web of power within Nickel Academy. The provided text is a script of a plot summary only. The story opens with a boxing match at the Nickel Academy, a juvenile reformatory. Griff, one of the boys, unexpectedly wins the fight, much to the surprise and apparent consternation of the Nickel staff, especially Mr. Spencer. Griff insists he thought it was only the second round, implying he wasn't supposed to win, highlighting the corrupt nature of the institution. Years later, Elwood Curtis, a former Nickel Academy inmate, is shown in the present day working on a computer and discussing newly discovered unmarked graves at the former site of Nickel. He's trying to find justice for the victims. He then flashes back to his time at Nickel. His grandmother Hattie visits him, bringing news about his appeal. Their lawyer, Mr. Andrews, who was initially optimistic about Elwood's classic miscarriage of justice case, has vanished with the money, leaving them hopeless. Turner, another inmate and Elwood's friend, expresses regret for not delivering a letter, though the content of the letter isn't revealed. The narrative shifts to Elwood and Turner engaging in forced labor moving furniture. They discuss potential escape plans, with Turner emphasizing the importance of going it alone and creating distance. Elwood, however, has been secretly documenting all the abuses, payoffs, and chores at Nickel, believing that exposing the truth is the only way to dismantle the institution. Turner is skeptical, believing no one cares about what happens at Nickel and that exposing the truth would lead to their deaths. During an inspection, Elwood attempts to subtly give his notebook of evidence to the state inspectors. However, Mr. Harper, a Nickel official, intervenes and assigns Elwood to a different task at the farm, preventing him from reaching the inspectors. Turner, seeing Elwood's determination, offers to try and slip the notebook into the inspector's car window. Later, Turner learns that Elwood has been placed in the sweat box, a form of solitary confinement, and is slated to be taken out back that night, a euphemism for being murdered. Turner breaks Elwood out of the sweat box and they escape, stealing bicycles to flee the academy. Turner explains that Jamie overheard the staff planning to kill Elwood. They decide to head for Tallahassee, hoping to catch a train and put as much distance as possible between themselves and Nickel. As they ride through the night, they are pursued by the Nickel staff in a car. During the chase, Elwood falls from his bike and is shot by the pursuing staff. Turner, witnessing his friend's death, continues to flee. The story then jumps forward to the present day, with Elwood, now an adult and successful owner of a moving company, encountering Chicky Pete, a former Nickel inmate. Chicky Pete, visibly scarred by his experiences at Nickel, struggles to recall details, including their mutual friend Turner. He only remembers the horrors and the ghosts of Nickel, preferring to forget. Elwood, however, still carries the weight of the past, specifically the unmarked graves found at the Nickel site and the desire for justice. The narrative then reveals the truth. The Elwood who built the moving company and is speaking to Chicky Pete is actually Turner. He adopted Elwood's identity and life after Elwood was killed, fulfilling Elwood's dream of a successful life and seeking justice. The final scenes show Turner reflecting on Elwood's desire for the truth to come out and the singing of a chain gang song, further highlighting the injustices of the past. The implication is that Turner, living as Elwood, continues the fight for justice and remembrance that Elwood started. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.